When overcoming faith in gods, or in the concept of an eternal soul, the biggest issue people tend to have is the question of wherein to base our values and morals in their absence. It is this that is at the core of the theist's problem with atheism, that, in their minds, once belief in a god ceases, so too do all foundations for meaning, morality, and value. In this, they, unknowingly, are not struggling against atheism, but nihilism, coming to terms with the unfortunate reality that the universe is indifferent to our suffering and to our need for a sense of purpose. Independent of belief in a god, people still have an innate need to understand things like how do we live a good life, or what is right or wrong, or why do we exist at all. In realizing gods to be imaginary, we are still faced with these core questions, but it is we who must become the arbiters of our own meaning and systems of morality. And it is only through us that these questions even have relevance and context. Beyond solipsism, the belief that you are the only mind there is, we collectively come to understand as we grow that, in many ways, we experience a shared reality. We all must eat, drink, rest, and seek shelter from the elements. During our lives, we will all feel pain, loss, we will all know misfortune. It is, as Hitchens put it, our common struggle. By internalizing this base understanding, we find the true foundations of morality. Respect and empathy towards the experiences of other conscious agents, and preservation of individual and collective well-being becomes good by definition, whereas the perpetuation of violence, malice, and the inflicting of pain and suffering by contrast becomes bad. All nuance therein comes back to these fundamental realities of our being. We all, on some level, deeply understand this. Excluding abnormalities, our morality is somewhat innate within us. The reality is that these concepts have never been grounded in the supernatural, but rather they've emerged from and depend strongly on the natural real-world conditions of both our evolutionary history and our complex interacting minds. The concepts of value and meaning have similar foundations as morality. We value our perceptions, our connections, our collective and individual achievements on a level independent of our existential supernatural beliefs. It is not in God that these moments we appreciate are attributed their value, but it emerges purely on the level of experience, within the appreciation itself. A well-made meal or an awe-inspiring view still hold the same experiential value, regardless of where you believe the value comes from. And I would argue there to be far more grandeur and awe in viewing life from a perspective aware of the complexity present at every scale. To some, this may seem both underwhelming and overwhelming at the same time, like it's too much weight to bear one's own foundations of meaning, while at the same time it isn't enough. But that's only because we've grown accustomed to having our foundations of meaning grounded in some ethereal, unknowable supernatural phenomenon, something beyond us. But the foundations have only ever been us. All things in life that are valued only ever had said value in the context of those attributing it to them. Meaning is found wherever you look for it. The origins of morality and meaning are, have been, and will only ever be you. A responsibility and a burden, equally so. As for the question of, why do I exist at all? I'd like to leave you with this final thought. An idea that, though simple, is no less profound. It is that the only universe that can be observed is one capable of producing observers. This is known as the anthropic principle. It provides the insight that, unless you are first a mind capable of producing thought, you cannot come to question the nature of your being. like 100 years ago, when you existed yet were not arranged in a way that manifests a being capable of being in awe of your own awareness.